I'm Dr. Ross Glanders, the Senior Researcher in the School of Physics and Astronomy at the University of St Andrews. I'm here to answer your questions that you sent in about detecting explosives using plastics and bees, which is what helps us find landmines, or IEDs, which stands for Improvised Explosive Device, which is basically a homemade bomb. Karen asks, how do you check the bees for explosives? So how this works with the bees is we take them onto the field where, say, there's a big area and we don't know if there's landmines in it or not. And they can be anywhere. It takes a long, long time to try and find them. So quite often people do use dogs because, as you know, dogs are very, very good at smelling. You can also use rats as well, but dogs are more common. But because it just takes so long as well, especially if you have, say, 5 square kilometres, it's a massive area. So when the bees fly around, you probably know that bees are quite hairy. So as they're flying around on the ground and there's some explosives kind of in the atmosphere, as they're flying through that, the explosives stick to them. So if you have 20,000 bees that are out doing this and they're all picking up explosives, they're coming back into their colony. And what we do is we get a little cartridge that has a special material inside it. It's like a little tunnel. And as the bee walks through it, the explosives come off its body onto this little square of material that we have. So now on top of this, you have lots and lots of explosive particles. We take that back to our labs in St Andrews and we heat them up, and that releases all of the explosives. And then if we have our special plastic that's emitting the light, the explosive molecule comes into contact with it, and all the energy that's coming from that light, it gets lost because it gets transferred onto the explosive. So that's when we see the drop in light emission and we say, right, there's our explosive there. As well with the bees, we use, we do all of our testing in Croatia at the moment. So we use the local bee there. And the bees are quite happy to do it because they don't get sick from it. It doesn't make any difference to the honey. If bees do take anything inside the colony that they don't like, it just kind of goes inside the wax and that's it. So the other thing is, Beth had asked, can you smell the explosives in the air instead of using bees? Well, the thing is, because the explosives are so dilute, it's like looking for one tiny, tiny, tiny little particle in a massive, massive field. So by using all these little bees to each individually take lots of explosives, that's what helps it become more concentrated for us to detect.